How everybody doing? How everybody doing? Hold on, I'm setting up right now, y'all. I'm setting up right now. I'm setting up. Play this back. How they say, play it back one time in my ear. Let me see. Test. All right, I can hear myself. Perfect. All right. So I did not live stream yesterday. I am sorry about that. The reason I did not live stream yesterday was because your boy, I don't know if y'all remember me saying on live stream, somebody hit my car. So I had a life update. Luckily, I am insured. You know, one of the best perks of starting at a 2-year college, I can afford auto insurance. And so yeah, auto insurance, had to go drop the car off at the shop and spend the night in my hometown. And then I was not trying to force the live stream. I'm the type of, if I can't do it, I can't do it. I could have used my phone. Al said I should live stream off my phone, but I was like, nah. But in the future, I will probably do that though. Like, I'll just be on a whim, live streaming on the phone, like for some reason. But right now, we're gonna keep it very professional, very crisp, and a little reckless here and there. So that was the reason why. And then today I'm late on time and had to support my brothers today. So that's another reason why we're late, but we're live streaming. I said I can still make it back in time before 12 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock a.m. So we're here. And we got some topics. Let's do our updates. I be missing this live stream. Like a piece of me be missing when I don't live stream. I be feeling like, I don't know. I don't have the word for it. I feel like I'm doing a disservice when I don't live stream. That's why when I had that puncher long, I knew, like I told the that puncher / collapse long. I ain't gonna say it, y'all. I ain't gonna say it right now. Y'all had to really keep asking me to say it. But I was telling everybody like, nah, 2099 me. 2099. And then I don't have the if y'all see my eyes red, that's because I'm tired. But I'm always tired. Like when you live streaming, working, I can't even say schooling no more. Live streaming, working, and some I do a little other stuff on the side. You be tired. Like I really work like 6 days a week, honestly. But it's cool. And I forgot I'm in the military. I forgot to mention that. But that's normal. That is normal. I'm getting a disclaimer up for us so we can get this thing rolling. Having a brain fart, y'all. I wonder sometimes, 'cause I be live streaming so late, if I would live stream, I'll be falling asleep on the live stream while I'm talking. I wonder why I ever get that tired. I've never been that tired while I'm talking. I just falling asleep. Except on the phone, talking to Al. And so, all right. Why am I not showing y'all? And I hope y'all day is going well. Today is Wednesday. So I hope y'all Wednesday is going well. I hope y'all enjoying yourselves. Tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday Eve. So I hope y'all enjoying yourself or getting ready to enjoy yourself. So we got disclaimer. The video is presented here for informational purposes only. I am speaking from my experience on how I attained the debt-free degree and how you can get a great return on your investment by starting at a 2-year, bridge to a 4-year. But remember, during this live stream, even though I work in higher education, I have experience and I went to college and got my master's, didn't pay a penny for any of it. I still want you to follow up with that institution, follow up with that financial aid specialist, follow up with that academic advisor, follow up with that represented institution, because that really can help you. And by the time you watch this live stream in the future, it can be a new year, or you can be catching it hours later and they pass a new bill hours later. So just make sure you follow up with the institution or the proper professional that you know. So not that we did that. Let me pull this up. Then it's gonna be. We're gonna do CNN first. Got a couple stories for us. I don't know why y'all. Maybe I should reset my computer. I think I need to shut my computer down. It's been like, I don't know. It's not been moving that smooth, and I think that's on me because I don't even know the last time I shut it down. I turned it off and on probably like a week ago, which is not good. Try getting the habit of doing it every day. All right. So boom. We got some stuff right there. I wonder if y'all gonna be able to see this screen if I do this. No, okay, perfect. Y'all can't see it, but y'all can see that screen, which is good. So y'all know I do the Shield updates before I even get into our topics of what we're gonna talk about. I just want y'all to see that as y'all have a visual or something while I go over our Shield updates. Shout out to Shield. It's April 22nd, 2026 at the time of this live stream. So we got some national policy updates from Shio. Shio is pretty credible, very credible. Like and subscribe if you're with us. So Shio, they had said for national policy, Trump renews his call for Congress to intervene and pass legislation to control college sports. That's probably something we might have to cover. Lord, that's a good topic. Some grad plus borrowers could face loan caps. That's probably actually what we're going to cover now. Colleges were sweating a major compliance deadline. Now the Justice Department has delayed it. Merit aid outpacing need-based aid among all institutions. Lawmakers reintroduce series of clean slate legislation to provide relief to previously defaulted borrowers. Yes, I almost couldn't get that out. Previously defaulted borrowers. State policy. CA, I believe CA is California as a state, CA, right? Okay. UC, I'm not sure who they're talking about. That could be an institution or college, but UC won't object to conflict of interest bill following amendments. IL, I believe that's Illinois. Yeah, Illinois. Press release. Governor Pritzker, if I said that right, Pritzker, sorry, forgive me if I said that name wrong, announces Illinois State Attainment Working Group members. Illinois community colleges could soon offer bachelor degrees. Here we go with 2-year colleges offering bachelor degrees. At that point, that's not a community college. That's technically a state college. We have a couple of those in Georgia. Those are like Georgia Highland College in Georgia, and Atlanta Metropolitan College. They used to be a community college turned state college. So you hear that state in there. Usually the school probably was a community college or a technical college. The same thing, but they were either that before they became a state college. Kentucky, KY, report beyond participation, how dual credit delivery influences the likelihood of post-secondary enrollment. Kentucky, dual credit students more likely to pursue higher education. LA, I think that's Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana. Plan to make all cap tops students pay back lost scholarships rejected in Louisiana House. Interesting. Mississippi, IHL contractor continues work to develop new university funding model. Okay. Washington launches financial aid completion week with quotation, your future funded initiative. And then that should be Wisconsin, WI. University of Wisconsin. I'm going to click on this right now, guys. Hold on. I believe this is University of Wisconsin. Because they said UW. Yeah, University of Wisconsin. So University of Wisconsin campuses extend test optional policy for high school class of 2027. Those are updates. We got some good updates, but I'm going to jump into our main topics that I feel like that we should talk about. I have not read it yet. I have not read these. When do I have the time right now? You know, hopefully your boy make it free, full time. Then we can do this. Then we can get them stories. But so CNN reported nationally, the deadline for most students to commit to a college is around May 1st, May 1. College decision day. Everybody know about college decision day. I'll be talking about college decision day. College decision day used to be, I don't know, it probably still is popular. I didn't have a college decision day coming up. I didn't even know what college I was going to go to. I didn't even know if I could get into college because my SAT scores weren't good. My ACT scores wasn't good. Your boy was on an IEP, special education. College wasn't in the plans. I didn't have a college decision day. But I talk about it. I'll be like, it's fun, it's good, it's cool right now. But when they get hit with that bill and they be like, yeah, I came back to my state local school. Then they go from state local school, then they're gonna go to a 2-year college. And then they frown at a 2-year college because I had somebody tell me today, like, a 2-year college is, a technical, where they call us a technical college. I didn't like that, but there was a technical college is not like a university. And I was like, you mean a technical college? You mean a university is not like a technical college? I ain't say that, but I should have said that. Because it's like, people really get it delusional, confused that you save more money at a 2-year. It's like practical sense. But I get it because we don't know. We have to it's like a piece of puzzle, you play when you're little and you're like, what piece fits in the middle? And the shape, but you have to find the shape on the floor. So when you find the shape on the floor, you're like, why did I not know about a 2-year? Bridges me to a 4-year. It's like solving the piece of a puzzle. Then you learn I can go from 2-year to an Ivy, 2-year to a top tier university. What game have I been playing my whole life? And the game is different. The game is different now. And you can't play this game the same. If you are trying to go traditionally to a university out the gate, you are fooling yourself. Because on a couple of live streams ago, we talked about how, shout out to my brother, because he is a physical therapist. I use him as an example. He literally, and we talked about it in real life experience. As I tell you, I don't give you traditional information. I give you real life experience. On top of the traditional, if you want that, I got all the moves like a athlete in the NBA or whatever. I got step back, layup, corner three. I got all, the handles. I got it. I got the whole package if you want it. But, he a physical therapist, but as I said before, the traditional way to be a physical therapist was get your bachelor's degree. Deuces, I'm about to go be a physical therapist making this bank 70, 80K a year. Then they added another barrier where, because the Republican side of it, if you don't remember us talking about the think tank Republican side, American Enterprise Institute, if I said it right, could be wrong, could be completely off with the initials, but I know it's AEI. They literally talked about like, look, it used to, because Preston Cooper wrote about it. Hey, it used to be where you get a bachelor's degree and go straight into physical therapy. Then they add another barrier. Now it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like 100 to 200,000 or more, depending where you go to school, to become a physical therapist and to pass the test. So you see, and if you understand, I can go be a physical therapy assistant, PTA, then work my way, get my bachelor's. Now I'm working, making more money as a physical therapy assistant. Then I go and get the doctoral level to become a physical therapist. Because now you can take the money from your physical therapy assistant. If you really know you want to be a physical therapist, you can make the money as a physical therapy assistant. And that could be your bread and butter. You might change your mind, but you got a skill and a degree. That's a degree, I believe, depending on which institution. So, right. And now I'm getting into this, but I had to do that. And so they're saying that but this year parents and students are trying to figure out what counts as a good return for an education in a shifting labor, which is a great valid question. What is a good return for an education? Honestly, from my experience working in higher education right now, talking to countless students, a course load of like 500 plus students, probably, no exaggeration. But the best way I can, I guess, say what you should do in this shifting market is to, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna take this from my people in the financial world. Shout out to the YouTubers out there who talk about financials. Shout out to people who cover economies. There are some really good people. And shout out to my higher ed doctoral people who are doing the studies in real time. and crunching the numbers so that the creators like us can break it down to our best of our knowledge for what we learned and went to school about. Boom. I wish I had a button right there. I would have been like, boom. Just shows you how everybody works together without working together. But like and subscribe. I'm getting my AI experience since they brought up AI. Did they bring up AI? Yeah. I'm getting my AI work experience simply by on the job. You know, I mentioned in the video courses that I never signed up for yet, but they're free, some of them. And I think you should learn it on the job. But what if I want to go to school for something and I don't want my job to go away due to AI? This is the part where you have to kind of grow up if you are incoming college student, or hopefully your parents got a good source of information or somebody you know. Listen to the politicians. You have to listen to the politicians. You have to listen to the people who have billions of dollars. If you have this person like Elon Musk, a lot of people don't like when I mention Elon Musk, but I'm going to put something in perspective. Imagine if Elon Musk was a villain, right? He adds a lot of wealth to countries on a world perspective. If Elon Musk, I know you might not agree with this opinion or perspective, but it's something we, it's a good, I feel like it'd be debatable. I hope I get your attention with it. Like and subscribe. If Elon Musk was a villain and he used his talents for bad because he said, people don't value my talent or skills, right? And it sounds like a comic book. People don't value my talents and skills. I'm building EV cars. I'm putting chips in people's heads. I'm doing this and that. And I'm putting satellites in the sky. And my family is still poor, right? I know some of you are having a whole bunch of comments at me right now. Like and subscribe. That would be a problem. That would be a problem. And so, what was I going with that? I feel like I was going somewhere with that. It was cooking, and I lost it. You making that face at me, Alex? Oh, I thought you were making that face at me. I was cooking, now I think I lost it. But if Elon Musk was a villain, then we would have a problem today. So I feel like when you have to really show credit, or they, market, all this other stuff, right? I know I'm missing so many variables, but you have to show value to someone who is actually, that's what I was gonna say. Show value to someone who is actually changing the way we are in the world. Now, that could be for the good or the bad. Like social media being invented, that was not for the good. That was purely profit, purely. But that is my opinion, because I'm not a fan of social media. But when I get a social media person, then I can definitely say that I don't be on social media, but I have to be on it for the business. So listen to these considered world leaders, because I don't think they're not telling the truth, except when it comes to higher education. Them telling you not to go to college, that is as we say, that's a bait. That's a bait. Me and my bro say that's a bait. Because if you don't go to college, you have no flexibility to navigate if they lay you off, because they got robots. That's like the next thing in line after when AI gets officially like consistent good. What you think that algorithm and that artificial intelligence brain or navigation, where you think that's coming from? That data and that AI that's going into, where you think that's going? That's going into like a robot. You ever watch Futurama? That's like going into Bender or something. It's funny y'all name my car Bender now, because it got a Bender now, a fender bender situation to it. It's called Bender. Perfect name. Alex ain't know me. But yeah, they try to figure out what's a good return on investment, or a good return on your education in a shift in labor. And it's valid. So let's get into it. I'm not going to hold y'all on that page too long. So it's time for students to start committing to colleges. The age of AI is making it complicated. I think it's making it simple, because remember what I said, that in the age of technology, public speaking could not be more important. Talking and communication could not be more important. If you are on social media, like for all you all who love social media, if I say right now, off your general knowledge, do you see social media going away in 10 years? since I don't have a chat right now, really, well, since I have like 100,000, well, not, I have about 1,000 people in the chat right now. So to my 1,000 people, Alex, do you see social media going away in 10 years? Exactly. She said no. Since you don't see it going away in 10 years, maybe you should go to school for marketing. If you're on your phone all the time and you're like, you're crazy, I'm not deleting social media, you should go to school for it and become a marketer for a company that needs you. Could that affect you with AI? Like AI posting for you? I don't know, because in a perspective, that's what college is for, perspectives. Maybe people want organic post. Maybe it might become a trend like, oh, they post with AI. I don't like that. I want to see something that's real and organic, you know? So you should, or you'll be learning how to use AI to market and post for the company, because somebody still has to handle it. Instead of having 1,000 marketers, maybe you're going to have, the company's going to have 100 marketers. Just an example. So, but communication, public speaking, anything where working with humans is a need, because my students blow me up on my regular job, y'all. They blow me up. They do not want to email with me so much. They want to talk to me on the phone. Your boy got so many voices. Your boy got so many voicemails that I hope they don't get me tomorrow, because they be pulling up on me. Hey, one of my advisor, especially when you're a good advisor, oh, they coming back. Especially when you be helping them get in their classes, they coming back. I'm one of, I hate to say it, but I'm one of them ones when it comes to that higher education academic advisor. I wish we had like challenges, like how good of an advisor you are. That'd be a dope challenge. You'd be like, what would you do in this situation? You know, like, yeah, I'd be a little nervous though, because it'd be like the new thing. So they said Mary Ackerman has visited more than 30 college campuses with her children. One now at Stanford and another still in high school. She especially wanted them to get degrees that lead to good jobs. But figuring that out, said the Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's in Supernatural. I watch Supernatural, y'all. And said the Sioux, I hope I said right, Sioux Falls, South Dakota parent was a major challenge, thanks in part to the rapid advance of AI and its effects on the job market. I wonder, are college students using AI to help them with college decisions? Like, they're not trying to use me for college decisions. They're trying to use AI. And I hope AI is taking them to my videos, because that would be very helpful for AI. AI, you should think about that, consider that. But then I would be paying artificial intelligence like ChatGPT. What's that? OpenAI? Is that what it's called? I'd be paying OpenAI or whoever got their own AI platform. I'll be paying them to run my ads, probably, or run my, like, that's a whole nother power business they better be making money off of right there. I can see that. It's just like running ads. Like, hey, recommend my video more. Hey, tell AI to. So and quotations, I constantly grapple with the idea of what is value. That's a great question. So it's a picture. Nationally, the deadline for most students to commit to a college is May 1st, college decision day. But this year, parents are trying to figure out what counts as a good return. As I said before, like computer science might not carry the same value as AI. See, didn't we just say that, guys? Hey, I be on it, man. And you know who else said that? I said every live screen almost, like every other live screen. Barack Obama. Gotta find the clip. This is a clip moment. That's what we're gonna call it. That's a clip moment. That is a clip moment. I will find it. That is a clip moment, because Obama literally said that. Obama on coding jobs. No, they're not. Can y'all hear that? Because I'm definitely not trying to do that. All right, here we go, right here. Boom. This is an underrated post. I don't think it got that many views, but I'm definitely gonna show y'all again because I just have to. I hope y'all can hear it. Hope I can hear it. And that came from a former past president who also has great information to the world. So he told you, hey, shout out to my degree. He said, hey, you better off getting a liberal arts degree because he went to Columbia. It's like one of the top liberal arts institutions out there in America. And so that's what he said. He said, like, look, you're better off getting a liberal arts degree. And then right here, they said, like, computer science. They said, like, look, computer science might not carry the same weight as value. And then we check the data from the student, or I think it's called student clearinghouse, but from the clearinghouse. And clearinghouse said a lot of students are still going to school. 82% are still going to school for computer science. And if you follow the data, that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. Because then we're going to have a lot of people saying that what? College is a scam. Now, colleges could be giving you a red label warning in red and yellow saying, hey, you shouldn't major in computer science because of AI, potentially. But if you still want to take it, be our guest. But they're not doing it. That's where I come in. And I gave you the data. I gave you Barack Obama even telling you on the clip. And I'm showing you again that CNN is saying it. The writing is on the wall. You just got to know exactly which way to go. And then he said, hey, liberal arts. Because liberal arts deals with politics. And no robots replacing politics, at least not in our lifetime. And politics, like we said, physical therapy, lawyer. Really, this is why I say it builds the value of why you should get a college degree. This is why I feel like the value of college is going up, honestly. Like universities, I have my own theoretical opinion why the value of college is going up with them. But then I understand why it's going up because all the university presidents and executives making all the money, the amenities on campus. But the value of an education is going up so much that they know like those jobs are going to be crucial. Like you really have to be a great human to get these jobs. If not, you just need to keep scrolling on your phone and doing jobs that a robot or AI could do in the future. So you're going to have to be pretty good to work in a college, pretty good to work in a doctor, pretty good to work as a physical therapist. But that's why they put all the barriers. So it's how bad do you want to do it? Literally, I hear that all the time in higher education. They make it hard on the website sometimes because they like, do you really want to go here? In certain programs, like, do you really want to go to this school? All right, let's see how good you can navigate this website. If you can't navigate this website as good, maybe you shouldn't come to college. That's how they process eliminate you sometimes. Are you really trying to? So quotations, there is even more confusion more than ever, said Brianna Angelucci, if I said it right, a parent and a college advisor with the Access to College Experts Network. Brianna is a parent and a college advisor like me. I don't know if she's a academic advisor, but she's a college advisor with Access to College Experts Network. I don't know if that's a thing, College Experts Network. Oh, it is a subscription-based group that provides college preparation services. AI is just taking over. Average tuition and fees grew by 3.4% for the 2025 to 2026 school year for public four-year out-of-state institutions. As we said, that's going to keep going up out of state. If you keep going to school out of state, I recommend you not going to school out of state. But if you have to, you like, bruh, Henry, I'm in the state, bruh. All our universities and our community colleges are just terrible. and I just really want to cross over this state line and go to school. Hey, you know, I did give you the warning, like and subscribe. So they saying that average tuition fees grew by 3.4%, public 4-year out-of-state institutions, totaling $32,000 per year pretty much. While private nonprofit colleges increased by 4%. And that's crazy because I'm like, who is still going to these private nonprofits? But it's private nonprofit. It said private for profit, which that's why they didn't put that in there. It'd be kind of like crazy because why are you increasing people? But people are barely going to private schools now. And so they said they reached 45,000 per year, according to the College Board. At the same time, rapid advances in artificial intelligence are reshaping expectations for entry-level jobs and for recent graduates to land their first jobs. That makes it harder for families to predict how reliably a degree could translate into a stable employment. And then right here, so AI industry, AI typing in AI messing up entry-level jobs is interesting. Like I tell you guys, I use AI every day. My agency, TCSG, they are partnered with Microsoft and we use Copilot. I have some coworkers on my team who refuse to use AI, and that's understandable. And I do factor in age. I do feel like they have been studies saying age is kind of like to technology as always, and the younger people, we're just like hip and open to it. And I am open to it because I learned how to. I think the only thing I use AI for at my job is streamlining my notes. So when I type up the note how I want to, AI puts it and fixes it into a better, like, I don't have to worry about the grammar. It makes it sound better. And that just helps me speed through my notes and log my note. Bless you, boo. And that helps me log my notes for, what's it called? Yeah, for the system we put it in and keep a track. And I do it efficiently. I can have 20 emails. 20 emails probably take me 15 to 20 minutes because, oh no, thank guys, the emails are like, it take you that long. Like these emails are very like problem solving emails. I literally get paid to use my brain every day at work, and it hurts. It doesn't hurt, but it works. It keeps my brain exercised. I would say that I have to work that every day. That's what I'm doing. I'm working my brain. So, and helping, make sure families, kids, making sure their situation is better than before. Make sure they have all the resources they need. And so that is what I use AI for. Is AI going to take my job? Heavens no. They need to worry about me staying on the job because AI is making me so fluent and efficient with my notes at work as an academic advisor that I can take this and go somewhere else and explain to people how I streamline notes in like this amount of time and managing this many students and how it, so it says back in the day, we like and subscribe. They said back in the day, we could go to college and major in what we love. It was easy for me to find work, but these days it's not, said Kate Hilleberg, if I said that right. A 50-something-year-old New Yorker with one child in college and a high school junior starting applications in the fall. And that's another reason why you should go to start. That's another reason why you should start a 2-year. If it's overwhelming, you can't decide on a school, just go to a 2-year. You don't have to worry about college applications. You don't have to worry about, you might have to worry about one test, a placement test, but you don't have to worry about all those things, guys. You can bypass a lot of that. And so questions about which degree makes the most sense help shape her thoughts on her kids' future careers. And that's another thing. Your kids should, I feel like kids or parents, I'm not a career. I never worked in career services in the college, but I think parents and kids should definitely weigh out like what it's fairly simple. What do you like doing? I told my niece the other day, she's like 12 or 11 now. I told her, I've been an uncle since I was 10, y'all. But I told her, I said, what do you like doing? Because she plays sports, but it's like, what do you like doing? And then I told her, she was like, I don't know, which is normal. She's young, but she has to think like, I'm like, think about it. The way you go to school, I put it in simple terms. The way you like to go to school or the way you go to school and you're there from 8 to 2:30, and she was like, it's 8 to 3 something. I was like, okay, smart pants. She's good at math. And so you have to think about what do you want to do from that time till you get off. It's the same way in the work world. And so hopefully that connected with her and made her think like, oh, because sports ain't guaranteed, so that's how I look at when I want to go to work. I remember my mentor asked me at my 2-year college. She asked me, she said, Henry, what do you like doing? Or where are you good at? I said, I'm good with people. Really good with people. At the time, my age, still great with people. I'm really good with people. I like to dress clean cut. I don't really want to be dirty. I don't really want to be dirty. Those are my two things at the time. And I like money. And so, but I knew I didn't want to do too much schooling because at the time I didn't even have an associate's degree yet. So I didn't even plan on going past associate's degree. Like and subscribe. I didn't plan on it. And then when I got the associates, then by the time I got the associates, and guys, I had time to experience with other things. I'm gonna tell this story to y'all again in the future. I tried to work at a job called Bonefish Grill. Lord, I quit the same day, y'all. I promise you. I tried to tap into other industries. Hospitality was not for me. It's different. People treat you so bad. I thought, and I had the wrong perspective. I thought people because I worked in a college, but it's really because you work in a college, people treat you a certain way. Then I learned that when you're working in a hospitality like restaurant, and I seen the way people treat people like this, because I don't treat people like that when I go to restaurants. I treat them with respect. People treat you like, oh my goodness. I was like, humans, man. Humans. So that wasn't for me. So then I was already getting ready to, I think I just came back from basic training. Yeah, I just came back from basic training. So then I got the taste of that. Like, I got a taste of basic training. Like, do I want to be an officer in the military? Like, do I really want to do this? And then I was thinking, no, I don't want to do this as a 20, 30-year career. And so, because, I was coming back to speaking on behalf, and I was like, maybe speaking on behalf ain't for me. Maybe I should try something else. That really was my thought process. Then military, I started easing in. It wasn't that bad in basic training. Everything was smooth. Then I think what really hit me was when I was at the university to be able to enroll in like officer school, like through the university. It was I feel like it's too much, maybe that ain't what I really want to do. Because speaking on behalf at times should have been too much, but it don't feel like too much because I feel like the passion on it, like we need this, we all need this. Like I learn, you learn, and we all need this, right? So yeah, I kept choosing this over everything. And I don't think people realize that if I'm just ranting and talking right now, like this was one of the biggest reasons that I didn't do a lot of things. Like I probably should have went to school and got some people think I should have got an MBA because I hit on one stock. I got one stock right in my career. Boo-hoo. And so, but I passed up on a lot of opportunities to do this and to stay in a career field that I get to dress nice, dress how I want to dress really, but dress clean cut, as long as it's clean cut. Work with humans every day because I hear different stories every day. Humans are humans, man. I get unlimited stories to write lyrics. If I ever become a rapper, I might have to spit y'all, make a song for y'all one day. And so I just get a lot of like wealth of information in this career field. And that's leading into back where we about to keep going into this. Kids, choose your three, like what do you like to do? That should help navigate like what major you want to do. And then if you don't really know and you feel like it's overwhelming, spend your first 2 years at a community college in general studies because you might figure it out after 1 year what you want to do. So that could be not going to school. That could be going to school. That could be getting into sales. That could be getting into this. Like, it all depends. So they said right here, as a result, part of her concerns, she said, Helen Hilgenberg, if I said it right, said she set firm limits on what she is willing to contribute to her children's college expenses, leaving them to decide whether taking on the debt is worth it. Hopefully they got educated on what debt is. Average student loan debt at graduation has increased 41% since 2007. Not even trying to be funny, but guys, on the simple basic math, if you invested in the stock market from 2007, disclaimer, not a financial advisor, but my wealth of information of reading on my own with my little books back there, and I'm starting to get advice. Shout out to G, shout out to Wall Street Trapper. You know, they said you should read a book multiple times. I never read one book more than one time because I thought that was not a good thing to read a book multiple times. So I'm gonna start rereading some of my books that I have until I feel like I need to read another book. Thank you for that advice, people. Thank you. And then I think my brother said that too. I think he said that too. I definitely think he said that. Shout out to TJ. I think he said that too. Read a book multiple times. And so 41% since 2007. You know, if you invest in the index, disclaimer, not a financial advisor once again. If you invest in the index, SPY index from that time, yeah. You know, I was in 2007, I was 8 years old or 7. But I'm starting to do it now. You know, as I'm getting older, I have to keep that in play. And so after adjusting for inflation, according to the Education Data Initiative, college students face an average loan debt of $40,000 pretty much at graduation. 40,000. Guys, we beat the odds by starting at a 2-year, bridge it to a 4-year under the articulation agreement. Guys, most of that easily is probably from staying on campus. Dorms and meal plans. Easily. They said the average loan debt, and I guess we are not average. If you are watching this and you're trying to save money in college, like and subscribe, you are not average because you're not getting the average loan debt. We are already going to make sure you're under that. If you rocking with us and actually listening, you're going to be under that. So you have to be smart about how much student loan debt you are taking on, especially as the repayment plans have become less favorable to borrowers, said Daniel A. Collier. I think that's the article. Did you send me that article? The Washington, was it about the student loan caps or something? Because I did not send that to myself, email that to myself. We could talk about that. I'm gonna say that one for tomorrow then. And so said Daniel Collier, a professor of adult and higher education at the University of Memphis. Shout out to that. So while the long run impact of AI remains unclear, Collier emphasized that parents should keep the lasting benefits of a degree in mind, like on average higher lifetime earnings and employment endurance during recessionary periods. That is so true. Shout out to Professor Daniel Collier. Shout out to Professor Daniel Collier. Like, a degree helps in recession periods. Like, I am in a recessionary career field. Like, my career field, no matter what's going on, guys, like I say, when there was a war going on, colleges were open. When the 08 crisis happened, recession hit, like that's different, but the 08 crisis hit, colleges were open. When recessions hit, colleges were open. Shoot, we open even when natural disasters are happening. Maybe we should get essential workers benefits, I think, because we are essential workers, it seems like. I'm just saying, like and subscribe. But yeah, that's what I be telling you guys. I call it what do I call it? I like employment endurance, but you do make more money by having simply a bachelor's degree. You simply make more money by having a bachelor's degree. That is 110% true. As I tell people, when people come from low income and they go to college, they might say, I went all this to college and come from my background because their perspective, they're not looking at the right perspective. You came from low income, for my low income people, you came from low income, you came from a family household making 0 to 30,000 a year. And now you're able to make 45,000 plus whatever job you go to, most likely in today's time, if you pick the right career field. And that's a big jump from, at least for me, that's a step forward. That's how I look at it, guys. That's a step forward of like, yo, look at where I came from. And so you have to look at it like taking stairs. That's why I love that I started at a junior college, 2-year college, community college, and I bridged to a 4-year. Then I went D2 for my athletes out there. I went D2 to Valdosta State University. Then I went D1 at Georgia State University. And I slaughtered, I'm not talking about my classmates, but I slaughtered all of the schools. Like, I destroyed them. I got A's and B's at all levels. And it got easier after I got my associate's degree, as I say. And I saw it that way. I'm saying this. Employment endurance, I love that. Employment endurance is so true when you get a bachelor's degree. So true. And then when those periods happen, or recessionary periods, because I feel like we have one coming up pretty soon. I don't know when, but a lot of people are speculating in the financial world that we have a pretty rough period coming up. And students with 4-year degrees earn about 60% more than high school graduates and are less likely to be unemployed, according to the College Board. But that's, people say we're not employed now, we're going through hard times. Yeah, but remember, that's one of the reasons why I want you to start a 2-year and bridge to a 4-year, because my camera focusing on me. That's one of the reasons why I want you to start a 2-year and bridge to a 4-year, because, guys, I tell you all the time, I probably spent about, at the max, $10,000 at the max. At the max, I really think it was between $6,000 to $8,000. But I'll tell you, I spent about $6,000 to $8,000 for an associate's degree. And I took the exact same math, English, and everything that somebody took at a university for quadruple prices, plus a meal plan, plus dorms. Then I went to a university and did the same thing. Stayed off campus, didn't get a meal plan, bought my own groceries. I shopped at Walmart, Walmart, and what's that store called? And Publix, when needed. And I got a witness for the court. And I got a witness. Her name is Alex. I got a witness. Yes, indeed. And that's how simple it is. But if you're not ready to be responsible while going to college so you can save $10,000 or more, this channel is not for you. College might not be for you realistically. Maybe you should go work and stay with mom and dad, and be reckless with your money. Maybe you should. And it's okay, because everybody is on different times. But I'm telling you, for a person who came from low income and poverty, you don't have me. I didn't have time to do that. When you hit the ground running, everybody has different pathways. Everybody has different ways to do it. But when you hit the ground running, when you turn 18, and anybody will tell you that who's successful, anybody will tell you that who went to college and became successful from college or successful in general, you got to run. You can have fun, but you got to run. So let's keep going. And then in uncertain return, how much time? Oh, it's almost done. Is that really almost it? Yeah, it's almost it. That's crazy. So in uncertain return, for many parents, AI uncertainty is influencing how they guide their children towards certain degrees and away from others. I encourage them to find majors that are focusing on skills that, I hate to say it, but that make money, said Lucy Hughes, a North Carolina parent of 2 high school students preparing for college. College is already a highway robbery, Hughes said, adding that worries about how AI will impact the job market have made her more reluctant to take on debt to help her children pay for school and pickier about what they study. If my students wanted to be teachers, I would say, no, I'm not paying for that. And I was a teacher, she noted. Alternatives like 2-year degrees, finally they got to the 2-year degrees, trade programs, and the military have become more AI proof. Bets that are less expensive than a traditional degree for many parents, Ackerman noted. Ackerman. Hughes added that community college paths have become normalized for her North Carolina community, and that the trades can send students into careers faster and with more certainty than an expensive degree in a field with unknown AI exposure. Quotations, with AI in the past few years, it really throws a wrench in the whole process for parents, the college advisor said. And that's all we got. I want to say that's all we got as I scroll. So North Carolina, since it's become normal in their community. Okay, I just make sure it's doing it. Okay. So, yeah, guys, that leads into our next conversation. Ooh. Community college enrollment rises as more grads pursue associate degrees. Man, I can't tell you. Look, don't get caught up in the trades. Don't get caught up in the trades. I really want you to get your associate's degree, because your associate's degree is going to help you make money early in career fields that help set you up for your bachelor's. So when you get your bachelor's, you can step into a more, if you want to, a mid-level job or senior level, depending on how good you are. And that can help set you up for your career or asking, negotiating more money. You know, it really can. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have muted it, but I'm sorry. I get that lung, still working on that lung when I be live streaming, and I need some water to exercise for me. And so yeah, they talking about personal finance. I am not a personal finance person, but gosh, I love when they talk about this. So this is about 4 minutes, so it can't be too long to read. Community college enrollment rises as more grads pursue associate degrees. So right here, they talking about the key points. More high school graduates are considering community college over 4-year school. Recent studies show. It's crazy. I remember when nobody was talking about this stuff. Nah, I feel like they listened to me a little bit, though. For the first time, students age 18 to 20 represented the largest share of first-time associate degree earners, according to a new report from the Clearinghouse. The Clearinghouse, that's where we was, the Clearinghouse. Like and subscribe. The data shows students gravitating toward more practical, career-oriented pathways, says Christopher Rim, president and CEO of Command Education. And I love that, because I tell people that story every time when I'm talking to parents or students and appointments I have. And I tell them instantly, hey, I had IEP, I had special education too, because I get some students who were in that. But then I tell them, I started a 2-year college as well. And I could tell you, you will enjoy it. If you use it right, you will enjoy it and you will miss it. Like, guys, I don't think you realize, like, I refuse to work I would never work at another university, which could keep me at this school longer that I currently work at. But guys, I just stand on what I believe in, and I don't bend or fold. As we say, I don't bend or fold because of money. It don't sit right with me. Like, I do what I need to do, and if I have to, if it really came down to like family needs me to do something, I would do it for the need. But if it's more of a want than a need, I'm good. I'm good. 2 years over everything. 2-year college is over everything, man. So more high school graduates are pursuing 2-year degree over 4-year degree college path. Recent studies show, and they got it from one of the most credible places out there that every higher education institution gets their data from, mostly, or should. I think they had new student, but the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center, most credible. It says ballooning college costs and the student loan debt that accompanies a degree are partly to blame. New borrowing limits for 2026 under President Trump. One big beautiful bill. If you watch that, at the time I did not have this live stream set up, which would have been perfect, but I did not have the live stream set up at the time, and it's on there. You guys skip to, I think I put it in the descriptions, like fast forward to this, and yeah, as I said, some changes coming in July. So plus students are increasingly seeking job training and career driven pathways, because I learned a lot of my career skills at a 2-year, like how to navigate a computer. You'd be surprised, like how to work tabs, how to work these Excel sheets, how to work just a computer, man. A computer in today's time, underrated skill today. Working a computer nowadays can get you $50,000 or more, and I'm not exaggerating. If you learn how to work a computer, I'm pretty sure most people know this who do it, but if you work it like you should, J. Cole, boom, boom. If you work it like you should, it can make you over 50K a year. And that's no exaggeration. Ask me how I know, because everything I do on the computer is usually utilizing the software or organization. I literally get paid because I'm organized. Literally, I'm organized, and I use my mind and my cranium that I learned from reading in life to help people. Literally, kind of like coaching, but literally. Let's keep going. So students aged 18 to 20 represent the largest share of first-time associate degree earners in the 2024-2025 academic year. According to nearly 1/3, according to a new report from the National Student Clearinghouse, for the first time, this age group surpassed those aged 21 to 24. Because at the time, I could tell y'all this from experience. At the time when I was in, like and subscribe, y'all. When I was at my 2-year college, yo, I was like one of the youngest people there. No exaggeration. I go back and visit my 2-year college, and I feel like I missed out on something, man. And I feel like I missed it a little bit. Like I was ahead of my time. That's one of the best things. Worst things about being ahead of your time, you miss things at the same time. Like that's just something I couldn't control. Maybe if I went to another 2-year in another state or a different, like really another state, I could experience like a typical community college, because my 2-year college was more technical based. So they attracted more older students, but now they're kind of molding into a community college, but still technical and community college, which they are the same thing. But community college has like more student activities essentially. But my 2-year, I just went and visited them not too long ago, and I'm seeing students who all look like they're fresh out of high school. And that's mind-blowing for me, because that's like, yo, most of everybody there was like 25, 24, transferred from universities. And they could have been transferred from universities, but the thing is, they're so young, and that is accurate. Like it's crazy, like data. It's crazy how accurate that'll be. And so, yeah. And then right here it says typically community colleges tend to be older than. It just said this. I didn't even read this yet. Typically, community colleges students tend to be older than students at 4-year colleges or universities. But over the last decade, the number of 18 to 20-year-olds who received a associate's degree jumped nearly 50%. And I was part of that data if they're going back 10 years, because I've been in college for almost a decade. I finished college I started in 2017. And so I was almost, 9 years. I've been in college for 9 years. It took me 9 years to get all the degrees I had. 9 years. Yeah, I was part of that data. Yes, should be. But they're saying that, look, it jumped nearly 50%. This is the move. If you are not listening to the data right now, they're telling you about 2 million students earned a bachelor's degree as their highest academic credential in 2024-2025, while 865,400 earned an associate's degree, up 2.8% and 2.6% respectively from the previous year. Like and subscribe, man. National Student Center Research Center, Come on, man. Come on, man. It's right here. 865,000 students earned an associate's degree. Are you kidding me? Wow, 2 million earned a bachelor's degree. Well, 2 million students earned a bachelor's degree as their highest academic credential in 2024, 2025. 2-year degrees are the move. I'm saying it's not just me. I'm just on camera saying it. With the fee, come on, with the fee login at free advertisement. Another 579,000 students earned an undergraduate certificate as their highest award. I'm gonna be honest with them certificates, they hit or miss. I got a welding certificate, a certified manufacturing certificate, and I got one more. I forgot the name of it. I got certificates, and I'm gonna tell y'all, your job ain't guaranteed. You go get the interview, but your job ain't guaranteed. And then, quote, more students are earning certificates and degrees earlier. And that shift reflects how post-secondary pathways are changing and starting sooner than they once did. Matthew Hollis Staple, the national, I think I said it right. Hollis Apple, I think that's how you said it. Like and subscribe, shout out to him. The National Student Clearinghouse Research Center Senior Director of Research said in a statement. And I be talking about them pathways, y'all. We talking about them pathways because universities got to figure something out. They making too much money sitting on their butts. Universities making too much money, having too much of a good time. I ain't talking about the students. I'm talking about the executive levels, making all the millions of dollars, paying all them football teams. And I saw something with Tennessee. I'm going to show y'all that too. Hold on real quick. I'm going to show y'all something real quick before I forget. Hold on. Show y'all something. I should have saved that. You see? Don't be like them. Do not be like them. Do not be like them. This school is Clemson University, Clemson football. You know the orange school. Don't be like these students. They probably in crazy student loan debt. Probably. Don't be like them. Look, hey, don't be like them, man. This ain't the future. The reason I brought this up real quick, college football saw a notable dip in fan turnout. Now, imagine you paying all that money for student fees and you ain't even going to the football game. They had the lowest and average home attendance in 14 years. Across 7 games, the Tigers drew 533,000 or 554,000 fans across 7 home games. Funny enough, they paying for it. But that's 79,000 per game. They said ticket scan data shows actual attendance decline further, down 6.4%. As on-field performance slipped on the program, or slipped to the program's first losing home record since 1998. Ticket scans accounted for just 71%, and then of attendance, down from 74.1% in 2024, highlighting a growing gap between sales and stadium presence. Why is that bad? Because now they're going to have to up tuition prices probably. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson said they got to up their tuition rates, fee rates, because they got to fill in that gap now. Now, those students or you, family, parent, whoever, paying for the college, now you got to pay for it. You got to pay for that missing money they just missed. Now you have to pay for it. So if you want to be like them at the football games, having a good time in college, running up student loan debt, this ain't the channel for you. Like and subscribe. This ain't the channel for you then. This ain't it for you. This is a scholarly channel, really. This is a channel that you really going to learn how to save money and apply it so you can beat student loan debt and start your life like you deserve. Organically, not fakely, organically. That's why we got kicked off Instagram. That's why we got kicked off Instagram. Do I have to remind people? Do I have to repost that every year? Come on, man. 10 toes down. Come on. And so they said the trend is likely to continue in the fall. In the fall, community college enrollment rose 3% prior to 3% from the prior academic year compared to 1.4%. Right here, this sounds pretty good. Christopher Ram. The data shows students gravitating toward more practical, career-oriented pathways. Did we read that already? And then that's the president and CEO of college consulting firm command education. Okay. Certificate programs jumped 6.6% last year, and trade schools are seeing noticeable growth as well, he said. Students are increasingly pursuing continuing education that they believe directly correlates to employment outcomes. That's how you should do it. That was my perspective. 2-year degree, as I say, can inject you into the job market early, then help you generate very good cash flow if you are managing your money. Because I say one of the things you need to know while you're going to college, you got to have a good core, y'all. It's got to be one of the strength. That's like one of the best things you got to have when you're doing fitness is a good core, because a good core, strong core, makes everything a lot more easier when you're going through your workouts. And so the advantages of a 2-year degree, let's see what they're going to say. Let's see what they're going to say. So the advantages of a 2-year degree. Some of the benefits of a community college, they have it right here as a link, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. Noticeably, the cost. At 2-year public schools, tuition and fees average $4,000. Average. And mine wasn't even $4,000. It was probably like $3,000 a year. You know, probably like $1,700 per semester. But according to the College Board, alternatively, at 4-year public colleges, in-state tuition and fees average $12,000 pretty much. And at 4-year private, $45,000. Under President Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, which Congress passed last year, students enrolling in workforce training programs at community colleges may also be eligible for Pell Grants, a type of aid awarded solely based on financial need. The grants are worth up to $73.95 for 2025-2026 academic year. Make sure you do your financial aid. Please complete your financial aid if you haven't. Please complete your financial aid if you haven't. Please complete your financial aid if you haven't. Previously, these funds were only available to degree-seeking undergraduate students. Further, shorter programs can be just as effective when it comes to eligibility or when it comes to employability in certain industries, according to Eric Greenberg, president of Greenberg Educational Group, a New York City-based consulting firm. Man, they need to go ahead and respect us, man. We got to start getting interviews, man. People not respecting us, man. We out here giving the consulting game for free out here right now. We didn't even do pop-up shops yet. We haven't even started on pop-up shops. We're building a brand with this live stream. Hey, like and subscribe, though. But one thing I don't like when they mention 2-year colleges, community colleges, they try to say like, oh, yeah, it's good. You know me, guys. I'm always going to tell you. They always try to say, yeah, it's more effective if you do a shorter program. You're more able to be employed. That's so not true. Keep the common sense in there, guys. Most of these jobs are asking for experience. It doesn't matter what industry. They all want experience. Trades are a lot easier. I will say that trades, you are going to have a higher chance of getting work. For sure, because not many people are doing like HVAC, welding, automotive. Not many people are doing that. I want to do those jobs. So that's why they're saying like a shorter program can be just as good. But at the same time, you always want to advance yourself. The more knowledge, the more power. Information is key. And remember, if it was so good, this person wouldn't be a CEO or founder. Remember, guys, I am technically a starter or founder or something myself. And I'm even telling you, like, look, I got a certificate. I did that starting out. The power and the information of getting the education is so important. It's so important. And some people don't realize that they're getting caught in a rat race when they don't have an education. Yeah, some people are doing well without it. Cool. There's plenty of people who, if I'm relating it to sports, there's plenty of people in the NBA who can't dunk. But they're still successful in the NBA, right? Plenty of people can't dunk in college, but they can play college basketball really good. So same concept with a degree. But my thing is, if you're going to go the smart way to get a college degree. That's what I'm here for. I'm showing you how to save $10,000 or more. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to force anybody to go to school. Come on now. I didn't even believe in college at first, but I am here to show you why it is valuable at the same time. because I do want you to be successful. Genuinely, I want you to do well in life. That's really, at the end of the day, as a higher education professional, that's really my end goal, is for you to be successful and happy with your decision. That's like, we want you to succeed. I'm in a career field of supporting and servicing people. I service people my whole life. That's literally all I know how to do. Be there for my niece and nephews, be there for my mom and dad, be there for my family, my brothers and sisters, be there for my brothers, like my bros, and be there for people who need me, because that's how I've been. So then I learned how to be independent because I was a baby. I got tired of attention from my siblings or my mom or dad. But eventually we want to see you happy. Because life is about, did you enjoy everything out of your life? Bump the school, bump the work, bump the money, bump all that. Have you enjoyed your life? I have a lot of people telling me, have I enjoyed my life? People say I'm like a doozer, I guess, because I'm just not that person that care for traveling. And I think it's because they got to give me time, y'all, because I travel so much doing military. I travel so much. I travel once a month and drive 4 hours like once a month. So I'm a little traveled out, if we being frank. And so I don't be feeling like traveling. I think that's what been making me not want to travel, because I'd be like, I got to go through the routine, got to do this and do that. So maybe that's it, but let's keep going. And then they said, are these degrees looked at as shortcuts? They said, look, it means less tuition in many cases. It means less tuition, and in many cases, it means the same output. Greenberg said, what are you talking about? Are these degrees looked at as shortcuts? The answer is not necessarily. He said, there is a market out there for skill sets that don't necessarily require a large number of years. Here we go. In some cases, community colleges is considered a stepping stone to a 4-year school. Exactly. That's what I said. Getting my associate's degree gave me like a momentum boost. It felt like I just scored 82 points in a game. It made me feel like I just hit about 3 home runs in a baseball game, so it says starting at a community college and then transferring is often recommended as one way to get a bachelor's degree for significantly less money. Hello. I'm on a freaking money site, CNBC, who talks about stocks and bonds and stuff. And they literally just said what I say. I should have majored in finance. And so, however, research does suggest this is not as successful a pathway as experts have hoped. Nationwide, only about 1/3 of students who started at community colleges ultimately transferred to 4-year schools, according to several long-term studies. Although the research also shows that students who complete associate's degree at a community college before transferring have higher success rates. Like, that literally makes no sense. Literally, guys, when you read something as it is, it don't make sense sometimes, because that didn't make sense. They saying like, look, that like the data does say that like when students transfer from a 2-year college to a 4-year, it shows that several long-term studies. It shows it shows that only about 1/3 of students who started at community college ultimately transferred to a 4-year. But the reason for that happening, the only reason, like I subscribe, the only reason that only 1/3 of students transfer from a community college to a 4-year, but only 1/3 of them, the only reason is 1/3 of them is because your credits. And that's what they didn't mention in this article. They didn't mention the articulation agreement. They didn't mention that you should transfer under a partnership. Like, your school should be in a partnership. That's the school you should transfer to. I think I know that's the safest way. That is the safest way to transfer, honestly. Like, but now agencies, like if you are in another state and you go to a 2-year college or a 4-year, right? And you plan on going to this 4-year, your agency of your 2-year has a partnership most likely with that 4-year. And your 4-year, that agency, like, it's going to be like a Wisconsin university system or Wisconsin community college system. They have articulation pathway agreements. Then you have on a micro level, smaller micro level, you have your universities and 2-year colleges having partnerships to make it easy for you to transfer from a 2-year to a 4-year, so you don't lose your credits in duplicated classes. They don't mention that though. When you read stuff like this on CNBC, you go read some CNN or something. I'm not dissing them, but I'm saying they're not going to mention that because they're not higher education platforms. You have to go read like Inside Higher Ed or check me out on YouTube, like and subscribe. That's how you get this information. But you're not going to get it on platforms like CNBC, CNN, none against them because I'm using their stuff. But you're not going to get that on platforms. You're going to have to listen to somebody like me who talks about it. You know, I majored in it. I literally got my master's in it. You can say I mastered it. But or you're going to have to read college higher education articles, you know, Inside Higher Ed, Chronicles of Higher Education, these other ones out here, these right-wing think tanks that I'm trying to get because they haven't been sending me articles. But you're going to have to go to the Student Clearinghouse, for example. You're going to have to go to Department of Education, even though they are doing whatever they're doing right now. You're going to have to go to these platforms. You're not going to get these. You're not going to get this. Like, it's really risky for you to listen to someone on YouTube who doesn't have a background in higher education. That's really risky. Like any other industry, is really risky. Like, if they're not bringing on a financial aid specialist, they're not bringing on somebody who works in higher ed currently, somebody who's a dean, depends on the school, right? But you really have to, it's so many variables that is really dangerous. And it can be really misinformation really quickly. Like, guys, I'm telling you, this is how dangerous it could be. Even I be reading higher ed data sometimes, and I'm like, I can't use that because I don't fully understand the data. That's how dangerous it could be. So it's better to read the highlights and how they got the research and how they did it, the methodology. But besides that, start at 2-year, bridge to a 4-year, articulation agreements, pathway agreements. Do not stay on campus. Do not get a meal plan at a 2-year or a 4-year. Guys, saves your life. It saves your life. It saves your career. Helps you start your career. Helps you get a job at you get your associate's degree, you get a job. Now you can take this job from your associate's degree and you're working at this government job or whatever job. Now you're making money with your associate's degree. Now you can pay for your university degree with this good money, because you better get that budget right before you go to college or while you're in college. Get that budget right. I got it right by me this time. Write your budget down. I got the green little notebook. It look good on camera. I got this green look. This should have been my thumbnail right here. It's probably my thumbnail. I don't know. I got this green notebook right here. This is where I write my budgets in. Let me show y'all real quick. Whoop. Okay. So y'all probably like, look, y'all had a little budget. Y'all be like, oh, I see it. So look. So like, write your budgets down though, man. Write your budgets down. I've been doing that since I was at my. I've been doing this since I was at my 2-year college. Since I'm not 2-year, but definitely 4-year. Yo, I've been writing these budgets since. Yo, I ain't put the year on them. But I've been writing them for a minute. And then that's really it, man. Be safe. We're going to be on tomorrow. We're going to live stream. I'm going to make sure I get some sleep. It's 11 o'clock. Eastern time zone. Be safe. Go somewhere. If you're going somewhere, go with people you love and care about. Always move in packs. Peace, love, chicken grease. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, and we will be on tomorrow.